What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Kazak the Bull, covering more content for Infinity Magicraid. Once again, thank you everyone that has been watching my other videos. Don't forget they are all in a playlist together so you can watch all my videos one after one if you really want to. I mean, I wouldn't, but you may. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get to the chase. This is about Megan, and before you watch this video, make sure you click like and subscribe and leave any comments below. I appreciate it all. It's going to be an in-depth review on Megan. A lot of you are asking me to do these in-depth things because you enjoy hearing me ramble on, which I think you're pretty crazy for that. Because even I think I'm crazy the amount I can talk and the amount I go into things. But the fact is you're enjoying it, so I'll continue. So first things first, Megan as a whole is very, very impressive. Okay, she is very impressive, and I'm gonna revert to my tier list and where I would put her. I would definitely put her in SS plus. It's quite borderline. It depends if you have her exclusives. So without exclusives, comparing it to everyone else, I would say she's an S. But with exclusives, she's going to be S plus, and we will go into an exclusive tier list at some point. That is gonna take some work though. So Megan, let's have a look at her skill set. She increases her crit rate by 50% for 2 turns and deals 600% attack damage to a single enemy with an additional 30% piercing rate. Now remember, piercing rate is armor ignoring, so the defense ignoring, we'll say. Armor ignoring? Defense ignore. So she's going to ignore 30% of the enemy's defense, which is pretty impressive too. This attack ignores immortal and damage immunity. That is crazy. I will say that it's going to help you a lot, especially through content, because how annoying is it when a friggin' hero has immortal on or damage immunity? It's not going to matter with Megan. So she, in itself, her ultimate is very, very strong. It does increase up to 720% attack damage. It does have a 4-turn cooldown once increased. So 720 is a high amount of damage. Remember, crit rate up 2 is huge, it's 50%, and she does use it before she hits. So that in itself is massive too. So she's going to cast crit rate up, and then she's going to nuke, which means that we can actually build her for 50% crit rate, which means we can stack crit damage, which means she's going to slap. As you can see, her exclusives reduces the cooldown of Piercing Spear by 1 turn when landing a crit. And let's be honest, that's going to be pretty freaking often. So it's going to turn us into a 3-turn cooldown. The exclusive 3, which is if you're a whale, additionally increases crit damage by 70% to 120%. Lowers the target's health, the lower the target's health, the higher the crit damage bonus. So obviously if the target has full health, it's going to be 70%. If they have pretty low health, I'm going to say 20%, it's going to be 120%. You know what? That's actually not as good as you think it is. You're going to just consider that a 70% crit damage boost. Consider that a 70% crit damage boost, because it's pointless. She's nuking so hard anyway. It's pointless considering the fact that when they're lower, it's dealing more damage. It should be the other way around. Yeah, it should be. It should be the higher the target's health, the higher the crit damage bonus. This is a little bit... That's the first time I've properly read this, okay? And that's the first thing I have to say on that, is that that should be the other way around, especially for an exclusive 3. It makes more sense. It doesn't make sense increasing her damage when... Okay, we're going to move on from that, but it is still a very, very good ultimate. Ignore what I've said about this. This is an amazing skill. Okay. Now, let's just get this straight a second, okay, on the passive Law of the Jungle. If your allies already have a crit rate boost buff, this isn't going to affect them. It's purely for if you haven't got any crit rate buff, they cannot stack. Okay, so this will be her own crit rate multiplier for her allies, which is huge, especially for attackers. We need that extra crit rate. It's going to be really, really nice to pair up attackers with this. So, yeah, it is very nice. Not only does it increase the crit rate for your allies, up to 12% we'll say. It also, after 5 layers, or each layer we'll say, crit damage is increased by 10% whenever an enemy target dies. Now this does increase up to 20% each layer, which is 100% in total if, you know, she's got 5 layers, which... I'm interested to know if it carries over into the waves. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in that. I need someone to test it and let me know in the comments if this carries over each wave. I need someone to do that, please. Thank you. She gains 1 layer of law when her turn ends. So it is a nice passive. It is a nice passive. It's very useful for our attackers. It's useful for buffing her crit damage even friggin' more, so she will be nuking very hard. Charged Spear deals 3 stages of 40% attack damage each to all enemies. So every single enemy is going to get hit 3 times. 25% chance to reduce their defense by 30%. Or tenacity by 30%. Remember, tenacity will make the enemy take 30% more crit damage for 2 turns, then grants herself stealth for 1 turn. Now it's either or, it's not both. It is very strong. The damage isn't huge, it's 120% attack damage, which isn't massive, considering, you know, if you compare it to other heroes, but you're going to be pairing this up with attacking heroes, so it is going to be increasing the overall damage of all your allies as well. So in that sense, it's very good. It does have a 35%, no 40% chance of landing once it's upgraded, and this has a 3-turn cooldown as well. Now her basic attack, this is very, very strong and it's actually really impressive. She deals 240% attack damage to a single enemy with a 30% chance to inflict inferior severe wound for 2 turns. If this attack lands as a crit, there is a 30% chance to inflict severe wound for 2 turns. This does increase up to 320% attack damage. Severe wound is decreased heal effect by 80%, which is huge. Inferior is only 40%. So you're going to be critting with her. You're going to want to build her 50% crit rate. 50% crit rate is where I would cap her at. Maybe 60, because you're going to want her critting a bit more, especially with this basic like it is. So you're going to want to build a crit rate, crit damage, and attack. Put her in a slay set, for goodness sake. Put her in a slay set. I wonder what it says on here as well. Crit rate, crit damage, and affect it. Okay, maybe I am going to say the third stat should be affect hit. Focus 50% crit rate. As much crit damage as you can get so you can nuke. And affect hit. Then speed. I wouldn't worry too much about attack. You're going to really want to multiply her crit damage. You're going to really want to multiply the crit damage because the crit damage at her base is 150 anyway, so it's massive. The attack will come from other stats, but the fact is that the crit damage is what we want from her, and we want that affect hit. So you're going to want to aim for at least 40% affect hit, 50% crit rate, and at least 200% crit damage, maybe 220 if you can get it. It is going to be hard for you to work towards that, but you will get it. There are so many good items that you can put on. Select crit damage, that's completely up to you. But definitely it's either between crit rate and crit damage for her first artifact. For her second artifact, it's definitely affect hit. And this as well is very good. You get a lot of effect hit from this, so make sure you do that. Try and get a substat of crit rate, crit damage, as you do. And her final artifact should definitely be speed, because we're going to be needing that speed. We're going to be needing that speed 100% on her because we're not focusing towards it. And the set I would choose is 100% slay. And why is it slay? Because slay has an increased crit rate, chance, and crit damage. So that's definitely the way to go. If you can't get slay, you're going to have to work either between crit rate and crit damage, which is wild. No, it's not wild. It's just a crit set. Sorry, it's just a crit set. Crit damage obviously is just crit damage as well. So yeah, work between these two to see what you can get. I wish you all the best of luck. I hope you enjoyed my review of Megan, and I hope that you actually did pull her. I managed to pull her, but that was from Miracle Wishes, and I pulled quite a few. So I will upload my Miracle Wish summons. If you've been watching the whole video, it's been a bit of a long one again. Thank you very much for your view. I appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and do type in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. I really do. I really like communicating with you all. You're all fantastic. I hope you're enjoying Infinity Magic Raid. I'm Kazakh Nabul. I will see you soon.